Hello guys, and welcome to SKapade Studios, where I'm very pleased to be joined with two legends here from Spektre. First question is it Spektre or Spektre?
Spektre.
Spektre.
Like it ends RE, but like centre.
Yes, that's exactly how I explained it.
Yeah.
Definitely Spektre. It's always been Spektre, will never be Spektre.
Thank God, right? I actually explained that to someone today. See, like the word centre, but it's not centre.
Exactly
It's centre, never like that.
Exactly,
That makes sense. So, Paul and Rich, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are you looking forward to doing your first set in SKapade live stream?
Yeah, it should be fun actually. Yeah, it should be a good laugh. It's been a while since we've been up in Scotland at all actually, so it's good to be back up here.
Definitely.
Okay, when did you get in and how did you travel up?
We got the train up. So we got in early this evening. Got the train up, and the first leg was kind of from Leeds up to Carlisle, and it was like through the countryside. It was like a little Flintstones train that we kind of had to put our feet out the bottom to make it go. But it was nice. It was. Just had a couple of beers on the way up. It's all good.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
No, it's, as I say, it's great to have you guys in. Now, right now downstairs there might be a bit of muffled noise going on. It's because the live stream's actually going on as we talk right now, and Stefan Woods is playing right now. So all is good. So sorry about if there are any sound issues, but you know, we're here. We've got the guys in the studio. That's what matters. So a couple of things I wanted to bring up was, as I said, big influence on the guys, and for me as well, like coming into dance music now over the last few years. I grew up listening to hip hop, as I was telling you earlier, and I quite stupidly told you something that probably Stephen hadn't told you, but your music reminds me of cooking fajitas in the kitchen.
This is what we always aim for. When we're in the studio, we think, right, how can we make people want to make Mexican food more? That's always top of our list.
For me, that would make the perfect live stream.
Yes.
Like you making fajitas to our music.
Do you know what?
That's what we want.
Cooking with Spektre.
Yes. Yeah, let's do
There's
that.
a niche. There's
Let's
a
do
niche
that.
there. We
Do you
need
know-
to explore this niche.
That's so amazing. Like we've toyed with an idea like that. So maybe the first episode we'll come to you guys.
Maybe
We'll cook something
open a
yours.
restaurant like Los Spectrados, like a Mexican restaurant.
So, silly, we were just listening to Spectre's music in the kitchen, cooking fajitas from a few years ago, and it's like anyone, music always has a sort of connotation to a time, a memory.
Yeah, a memory,
and
exactly.
funnily enough, that memory just
That
now
happens to
happens
be the
as
one.
when I lived in my flat on my own with a few friends.
I
And
hope they were good fajitas.
they were the best, but if it was other music, they weren't ever as good.
No, there you go.
So, talking about music, the label's going really well, yeah?
Yeah, respect. Everything's shaping up pretty nicely on there. We've got a pretty big release which should be out round about now. It's first Friday in August, second Friday in August. It's
That's
out.
right. We're
Which
making
is
our pilgrimage to paradise.
correct. Yeah, it's a re-release of a big old '90s record called
Wow.
"Pilgrimage to Paradise" by Soundmash, which is a record that both me and Rich grew up with. Like,
Definitely.
probably came out before our clubbing careers really started, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it was one that we were aware of, growing
Like
up.
a
and getting
rave
into the scene.
classic from back in our heydays, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And we'd always been talking about doing our own version of it for years and years. We kind of just did it as a, for our own entertainment, really, just something to play out in our sets.
Yeah.
No real intention of getting it signed or releasing it. And got some really good feedback, like Alan Fitzpatrick and a a few other big names have
Just
been.
some small guys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some guy called Alan. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's all right apparently.
Just the number one in techno.
And so we've got a big support. So we actually then went and contacted the original producers and licensed it to put out on Respect. So it's now
Amazing.
getting a re-release.
Yeah, it's a bit of a coup for us, isn't
Yeah,
it? Really,
it's definitely. It's like,
nice.
honoured to have it on the label, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool. So, do you have you got any other releases coming up as well, like other artists signing to the label, or are you most predominantly focusing on Spektre?
No, there's a mixture on there. So we've just had the release prior to Soundmash was from a Canadian guy called Rustak, who's making some really amazing stuff.
Cool.
And then what's next after?
We've got the Prospect
Prospect
EPs.
EP, yeah. So they're an EP series that we run, sort of showcasing new or rising talent, not necessarily completely new, but people who are on the ascendant.
grow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we've got EPs coming from Luca Guerta, Chicago Loop, and also Dirty Socks and Steve Mulder have done a collaboration EP, which is
cool.
looking nice.
A cryptocurrency themed
Yeah.
collaboration.
Yeah,
Really?
Ethereum EP. Yeah,
I like
Ethereum.
that. I like that.
Yeah.
Like Mike Dirty Socks, but he's a bit of an investor in these sort of growing markets. So he's done like
Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's done like a little series of tracks all with sort of crypto themed names.
A connotation.
Yeah, they're good tracks. That's the important.
Very, very cool. Forward thinking as well.
Exactly.
Now, in terms of your own music, what you guys got coming up? Tell me.
So we've got another EP on Mike Dirty Socks' label, Funk and Deep, Lucid Dream EP, which is coming with Ron Costa remix.
Ron Costa and somebody else, Christian Canvas.
That's correct. Yes.
Greece's #1 DJ, Christian Canvas.
There you go.
Wow.
And Rockstar.
And Rockstar, yeah. And then another original called In Reverie on the B-side.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, that's a decent little release. And then next after that, I think, is the one back on Pig and Dan's Elevate.
Yeah, we've got another
Nice.
a follow-up Elevate EP,
Four-tracker.
4-track EP, which is really nice. We've called that Vortex of Vultures EP, which is like kind of a follow-up to our Conspiracy of Ravens EP. We've kept the bird theme.
Brilliant.
I've got
Why not?
I've got a book of collective nouns for birds, so we've got like 50 or so EPs on our
Yeah, so you get loads of track names ahead of you.
I hope they're ready
These
for
guys
it.
are right into their birds, man.
Flamboyance of flamingos. We're not quite sure what direction that one's going to be in yet, but like,
I'm pretty sure they like it though.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah.
Other than that, you've got a couple others.
Yeah, so then we've just had another a single track signed to Odd Recordings, which is obviously Arjun Vigal and Ramiro Lopez's new label. And that's on a mini VA, which is coming later in the year. And we've also had another track we've been sat on for some time, which is coming on a pretty big label. That we can't really say too much about right now, just in case we don't want
But
to.
keep your eye on all our socials and things, because it's a track that's been doing quite a bit of damage, and it's on a label that you will have heard of. So
And we've been waiting for a long time for the good news, so we're really happy
It's
about
a big
that.
one.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
good. That's great. That's great to hear.
You'll hear about that soon, very soon.
The last thing I heard there as well, I seen the viral video again from Fitzpatrick dropping the Ark.
Yeah, the
Wow,
art's been a pretty
man.
big one. I mean,
Love that.
that's out now, but that was those kind of slightly more melodic influenced tracks.
That's great.
It's
Yeah,
great that they're blowing up again now, because we've always been into that kind of sound. It's great that there's
You're getting the
some
support
reception
on it.
for
Yeah, absolutely.
And obviously that was on Craft Tech as well, and we're actually doing some more work with Pleasure Craft. We're
Nice.
working on an EP for him as well, and a remix of one of his tracks as well to go on the EP as well.
Massive.
So we've got lots on. We need to book some more days in the studio. don't we?
Yeah.
Probably that, and that's the hardest thing as producers. Being an artist manager, I
Well,
see that.
Whenever we're in the studio, we're always together. You know, we're never really separate. So we basically divide our time, and we try and do at least 2 or 3 days a week in the studio.
Yeah.
But it is fun. So that's one
But
thing.
it is
I much
finding
prefer
time.
working in like a duo or partnership than I do. Oh, I've worked on my own in the past, but the difficulty is that we don't. Whilst people may think that we actually spend our entire lives together,
It's kind of like me and Stephen, man.
Yeah.
So we do actually have to schedule and find time to work together. But it's all good, you know. The results are good. So.
I also just quickly before we wrap up, I seen your name. Are you doing a trance event?
Well,
That's very cool. Though.
well, my roots before I got into techno were in hard house.
Yes.
That was kind of my, where I cut my clubbing teeth and where I sort of became, became a producer. Really, that's where I started doing stuff.
We have that similar background in common as well. That's kind of where I grew up as well.
So
Trance and
it's
hard house.
probably the Captured Festival in Ibiza. Is that what you're
That's
thinking
the
of?
one, I believe. Yeah.
So I'm actually playing on the hard house stage. So I'm playing like old hard house basically.
Nice.
But,
So what you came from, your roots.
yeah, exactly. You see quite a few people who started off on maybe like what's considered a less cool scene, and I'm not going to pretend for a second that hard house has ever been cool.
Yeah.
but I loved it. That's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
And I think I find it a little bit upsetting when people move on to something supposedly cooler, and then say, "Oh,
Forget about it.
I'm
Yeah.
not doing that anymore." And don't get me wrong, it's not my focus anymore. That isn't what I spend my time doing. But if someone says, "Do you want to come and play the music that you grew up on and what you loved for an hour in
A
Ibiza?"
nice nostalgic
I'm
night.
not going to say no ever.
Yeah.
So that's,
Never forget your roots.
No, that's
That's
it.
the moral of the story.
Absolutely brilliant. Well, look, guys, it's been legendary talking to you guys.
Great,
It's
thank
really,
you.
really,
Thank you
really
very
glad
much.
to
Thank
have
you
you
so
here.
much.
Can't
Cheers.
wait to see their set. They're going to be
Yeah.
on in the next hour, so look out for it on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. But I've of course been Big Gal from SKapade, and this is Spektre.
Spektre.
Not
Yeah,
Spektre.
Spektre.
Brilliant, man. Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Okay,
man.
bye.
Thanks, man. Absolutely brilliant, man.